Hey everyone, welcome back to another week of the Great Garden Challenge, where we're taking this 15 by 20 foot garden space and seeing how much we can grow here over the course of the entire season, dollar value wise. And we've got a big, huge giveaway. So anyone who guesses the closest to the dollar amount that we're gonna grow, there's a link down in the description. Anyone who gets the closest is going to win the Great Garden giveaway, which is $500 worth of free seeds, a Birdies Raised Garden Bed, and lifetime unlimited level access to Seedtime. Pretty crazy. So last week, we had issues with bugs in our garden, actually over the last couple weeks, right? But last week we decided we needed to take some action. So we did some soap sprays in our garden on some of our baby greens, and we're gonna be following up this week with the results of that coming right up. But just before we get there, I do want to put in a quick little plug here again for our fundraiser that we are hosting right now during this series, which is to raise funds to lift 100 families out of poverty into an abundant life. So if you'd like to join that, check out the link in the description below. These funds are going to an organization called Farm Stew that helps teach and equip and train people how to grow their own food and even sell it to the community and really lift them out of poverty in a holistic way. So check that out down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And now let's jump into what has been happening this week in the garden. So this week started out with a succession planting of lettuce. So you can see my succession plantings of lettuce in here are actually bigger than the ones that I planted in earlier because they got set back a couple weeks. So it will be interesting to see with these successions if they just take off or if they get set back as well. The outside leaves of my succession of lettuce that came in here died back. Really pretty sure that this is an issue of transplant shock, and I really need to be transitioning them outdoors. Number one, earlier when they're smaller, not grown so huge in the blocks, and number two, have them have a bit more a transplant transition. We call that hardening off, where you help them get used to the outside before actually coming out here. Now we've got our two successions, but in order to do that, we needed to take out a harvest of beets. And so we took out a whole section of beets, and I don't know that we have any video of it, but here's a picture of our beet harvest, and it was really fun. Not all of the beets are up to full size, but I decided it would be better to get the succession planting of lettuce in and pull out all of the beets from that area. We still have more beets that are continuing to grow, and so we'll just let those continue to grow and mature in their size as well. So beet harvest, succession planting of lettuce, and then I want to give you a quick update on what has been happening with the bugs in our garden that have been eating our baby green. So remember last time we sprayed with some soap solution on our arugula, because the previous time that I planted arugula, it got completely eaten up. And we had some flea beetles here, and we had some issues with some other little yellow margined leaf beetles eating this stuff. So let me show you what's happening now. Right behind me here, you can see our arugula patch, and I am really quite thrilled at how it's doing compared to last time. Really, it looks like the pest pressure has been knocked back. It might not be completely 100% there, but our arugula is actually having a chance at growing. And so I may come in and give it one more spray here, just protection for it. You know, I want to make sure that this batch really survives and does well. And then this week we also did a little bit more cleanup in the garden. We pulled out our cabbage plants that had started to rot. We'd already harvested them last week, but I had left the base leaves there, and so we pulled those out. We had a couple kale plants that had some disease hit them. It was doing so great, and then it has just bit the dust. So we're probably gonna do a kind of a final harvest of some of the white Russian kale here. Swiss chard is still doing great. Curly kale's looking good. We got some more broccoli that we can harvest off of here. This whole Brassica bed is gonna be coming out fairly soon here as we transition our succession planting of tomatoes into its place. These are determinate tomatoes that are gonna harvest this summer. It's gonna be a flush, and then we're gonna have brassicas that come back in for a fall crop. In addition to that, I did pick our cucumber off of the plant that has died from the bacterial wilt. So we got our first cucumber harvest this week as well. And our other cucumber and zucchini plant are not doing the best. They look a bit stressed. They have a bit of yellowing of their leaves. Now, the interesting thing is, right next to them, the peppers and the tomatoes are looking quite nice. They're looking very vibrant, they're looking healthy. However, the cucumber and the zucchini are not. And so the question is why? And I have a hunch that it is the amount of rain that we've been getting. We've been getting a lot of rain, and they don't like too much water. So here's our zucchini plant. I'll show you our cucumber plant here in a second, but these two have been struggling a little bit more. By now, a zucchini plant should be a lot bigger, should be producing larger fruit. This one is growing a little bit better here, actually. Oftentimes what's happening is the fruit gets to this size right down here, and then it just stops growing. And if I leave it on the plant, it'll end up rotting. That can partially be a pollination issue, although this one looks like it's actually putting on a larger fruit, and it might actually grow out to full size. But you can see some of the yellowing of the leaves. I've actually taken some leaves off, and you can see this kind of happening with our cucumber plant as well. These leaves are not looking healthy. Some of these lower down leaves are looking a little better. I've given it some nutrient boosts. I don't think at this point it's a nutrient issue. I do think it is a matter of having too much rain. And so I ended up calling Luke from on our team and talked to him about it because I wanted to get a second opinion and see, you know, what do you think it is? And he again also thought, yeah, you know, having that much rain that we have been having, that could definitely play a factor in. And then he gave me some ideas of maybe spraying them with some SuperCal from AgriGrow, and also some AgriGrow Ultra, which is a prebiotic, and just giving some extra boosts to them. That's not necessarily a nutrient boost, as it were, except the calcium would be in case they're not getting up enough calcium uptake from the soil itself. But we want to just see what we can do to get them through this stressful period. Now, the unfortunate thing is that we've got rain scheduled in the forecast every single day for like the next 10-day forecast. It's kind of crazy. It just rained today. And so Luke was like, hey, you know, maybe you should put some plastic over them. And I don't know, maybe we'll try it. We'll see. I haven't decided yet if I'm actually going to try and protect them from the rain itself or not. But that is a factor that is coming into play right now in the garden. Now I'm going to take a quick minute to congratulate Susan Stewart for winning our giveaway from last week. Huge congratulations, Susan. You won one of the de-stressor bottles from Bug Hut. So huge congratulations to you. And before the rain hits here, because it's starting to rain here, quick little note on anyone who leaves a comment down below this video on anything in this video here, we are going to be giving away a planting hoe. So this is a more like a planting trowel. It's a little hand tool for planting your transplants in your garden. So go leave a comment down below before I get hit by the rain here. Leave a comment down there and you will be entered to win. Hey, so the power's out at our place right now, so the lights aren't on here, but I do want to show you our lettuce plants here and our little cucumbers and squash that are growing. Here's our cucumber plants. I planted 2 seeds in each of these blocks, so I am going to come out and thin them down just to 1 plant each here. So we'll let this one keep growing. I really only need 2 cucumbers, so let's take this one out too. And then we've got 2 squash here in the back that are coming along. And then here's our lettuce plants, and I need to check my seed time plan of when I need to be starting my next lettuce succession. So that's what's happening inside, and this is the garden here outside, and we did have some more harvests out of the garden here as well. Baby greens here are doing good. Overall, we've got the lettuce coming up underneath the peas. Over on this side, we have a braising mix over here. Now, the braising mix on this side, the lettuce seems to be doing well. The brassicas, not so much. We've had a little bit of disease and pest issues on the brassicas among the lettuce. Over here though, seems to be doing a little better under the green beans. If I come back around to our baby kale, I'm actually quite pleased with this baby kale, and it's only going to be a few more days here and we'll be ready to start harvesting that baby kale. You can see our green beans are very much climbing. Look at this guy all the way up here, and they're just going to grow up this trellis. You can see my succession of lettuce did take a little knock back with that transplanting. Seems to be a little bit of a theme when we let them go so long in the blocks. Probably could use a little bit more hardening off, actually. I am, like I said, going to be working on adjusting our timing on that. Our lettuce over here, we can see we've got another lettuce that has kind of bolted. I'm gonna taste it. See if it's gone bitter. Yeah, you can taste it. Yeah, grab a little leaf. It's really not bad. What do you think? Is it bitter, Andre? We do have some peppers. Look at these little fellas. And as you can see, our peas are starting to die back some. That's all right. We are getting into summer. It's a little bit hotter weather overall, and it is about time for them to kind of wrap up. Still got some more peas here to harvest. We just had a rain, so all of these plants are soaked, but you can see our tomatoes are looking beautiful. They're looking vibrant and healthy and doing good. Underneath is the baby greens mixes there as well. So those are coming along, and we'll probably be harvesting those this next week. You can see our arugula worked. We have saved them from the leaf biters and chewers, and so far they're coming up. It's looking nice. So I think we're gonna have a good crop of baby arugula. Carrots are just going bonkers as far as their tops, at least, for sure. And basil's doing good. Took out this cabbage obviously last week. We're gonna be taking out this broccoli soon. You can see there is a few little broccoli sprouts there. And then the kale, we had a disease hit the white Russian kale. We took 2 of those plants out. We're gonna be taking all of this out soon, including this lettuce, which is about ready to harvest. We'll be harvesting that probably early this next week as well. And our transplant of tomatoes is gonna come in here. But otherwise, things are looking pretty good with the peppers here. These are looking pretty healthy. We actually have some baby peppers coming on, and the tomatoes are looking good. You can see our actual tomatoes right here. So we have topped $600 value worth in this garden this week. Very exciting. Can't wait to see what we do by the end of the season. So hope you enjoyed this update. That's all for this week. Coming up this next week, I still have on my list of things to do, figuring out the irrigation system for this garden that I want for the long term, which frankly has just been put off more and more because I don't need it. We've had so much rain. I do not need to be irrigating this garden more right now, but that is still on the list of things to finalize. And then coming up soon, we're gonna be transplanting these tomatoes out here, taking out this bed of brassicas and doing that whole transition. So lots of fun stuff coming up. If you've missed any of the previous weeks, there's a link down in the description. Go check all of those out. We just had someone that binge watched all of them, so go check it out. You can see everything from breaking ground all the way to where we are here today. And I look forward to seeing you next week, but make sure to drop down, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notified, and put in your guess of how much you think that we are going to grow in this garden. You do need to click the link in the description to the Google form where you put in your guess. So go down there, look through the description, find that link, click on it, put in your guess of how much you think we're gonna grow, and we'll keep you updated with the updates out of this garden from week to week through this entire season. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.